Okay, good evening, guys. Welcome back to Not So Late Night Show by mykayaplus. And yeah, time flies. It's another Thursday night, and thank you for always joining us every Thursday during this time period. And yeah, hi, Chun. Today's company is interesting and exciting one, don't you think?
Yeah, I think if you guys are following the news, you should know this stock just got listed yesterday. And then, of course, the valuation and then the price movements is very, very exciting. I think today we have another big movement. So we shall see what will happen after our live finish.
Cool. So I think just a little brief update on the price movement. I think it supposedly IPO at 250 USD per share, and it just went all the way up. Then of course, as of now, pre-market, it came down a bit lah. So right now, I think it's roughly around 328 USD dollars. So yeah, we shall see whether observe whether how this company would do. It being the first of its kind to be able to list on the stock market, and I would say one of the companies right now that has a combination of the equity element and also cryptocurrency element. So it's two very interesting kind of investment style or elements together with this that this company currently possesses. So of course, cryptocurrency is not for everyone. Cryptocurrency is highly speculative and highly volatile. More volatile than stocks, right? So the message that we always want to post out to you guys is that really do your due diligence, and it cannot be more true when it comes to cryptocurrency, especially that now there are a lot of other alternate coins out there that a lot of it is very, very highly speculative, right? So okay, maybe just to also break a little bit of the basics first. There are a lot of similar kinds of company like Coinbase, the company that we will be covering tonight. So we'll go through Coinbase business and also what is the strengths and also what's the advantage this company has against the companies or the competitors out there. So at the end of the day, hopefully it provides you guys with a bit of insight and maybe a little bit of direction on where to actually further study more before you make any investment decisions, right? So while we wait for the crowd to come in, so Coinbase is a US-based company. It basically, in very layman terms, it is a company that acts as an exchange. So we have your stock exchanges all over the world. Be in Malaysia, you have the KL Stock Exchange. So Bursa Malaysia is the so-called manager or the so-called company in charge in managing the stock exchange of Kuala Lumpur. So Coinbase manages a similar kind, which actually facilitates the buying and selling of cryptocurrencies within the so-called online sphere, right? So Chun, what do you think about this IPO? Does this actually means that cryptocurrency finds themselves more and more relevancy in this very evolving kind of world that we live in?
Yeah, of course, I think it did help to get the entire market more and more matured as we go through all this kind of regulation. But today is about a listing of a company that do the technically not stock exchange but coin exchange. So yeah, so I think it's kind of interesting lah. So it's like the time when Bitcoin suddenly people can trade using futures. And then you have more company buying them as an asset to actually try to control off the other asset they have. So all this is a good sign that seeing cryptocurrency going more and more mainstream. But I think without further ado, I think we can go straight into today's topic, and then we will share more for our all the slides that we have prepared.
Okay, I think it's gonna be a long one, longer than usual, but hopefully exciting one. So as always, here's a little advertisement on KayaPlus Premium Club. So we are already open and live. Basically, for 488 ringgit per year, you get access to a private invitation FB group. We have interesting discussions and reading materials there. And on a monthly basis, we will actually do something similar like Not So Late Night Show, but it will be more on a private kind of viewing. So every Thursday, most likely on the last Thursday of the month, we will have a private sharing session with all Premium Club members. And of course, Stock Plus 2022 and beyond, we will be always making this activity or this component one of the key offerings of KayaPlus Premium. So basically what this inside Stock Plus is that you get handpicked top 10 stocks to kickstart your investing journey every year. So every year, we look at the top 10 stocks that is most promising equally as a portfolio, and then hopefully and also go through the entire growth journey with you guys as well after sharing these top 10 companies. Of course, there will also be reading the top ideas and also investing insights, premium access to stock analysis, and also for those who have actually attended Dividend Gems, you will get fully checked or fully completed checklist of a certain company based on the Dividend Gems hurdles and checklists as what you prefer or what you requested. And of course, last but not least, we also have thematic transcripts and thematic sharings and webinars up. So here is just a little preview of KayaPlus Premium Club. So the last month's sharing with the Premium Clubs is actually about the stockholders basics and FAQ, how you actually understand your power as a retail investors, and what are the questions that you should ask should you want to gauge the management of a company, right? Of course, this is one of the premium articles that we actually wrote. This is about Walt Disney, so it's a very detailed write-up on the business and also the financials. And of course, here we have the thematic sharings and thematic transcripts. So we'll be covering EV, semiconductor, e-commerce, and also cloud as the dates here. Of course, individual attendance to the events is priced at $199, but if you are a KayaPlus Premium member, you actually get access to all events for free. All right, so just a preview on what we will be talking on EV ecosystem. We will be covering your lithium batteries, your car manufacturers, and even your so-called supporting components that makes an EV and EV, right? So here you have it, the preview. We will be covering lithium compound companies, Ganfeng Lithium, Albemarle, Livent, and also the key protagonists of the EV ecosystem, which is the EV manufacturing system. Here you have a breakdown of the so-called models manufactured by Tesla Inc. So do check out the links. We will be posting the links in description box, the comment box. Do give the so-called event a thought if it's actually going to be beneficial to you. Right, here's to the topic of the night. Disclaimer, very, very important. We are going to be talking about a company that not only is a listed company, but is dealing with cryptocurrency as its main business. And as we all know, cryptocurrency is highly speculative and highly volatile. Please do your due diligence before you make any investment decisions. Do not take our sharing tonight as a decision to make any buy, call, sell decisions on the company, right? So please do your own further due diligence, right, before you actually invest in the company. Right, Judgement, Coinbase Global Inc. Take it away. What does this company do?
Yep. So I think very straightforward. If you guys didn't heard of this name before, basically they are a platform that allow you to buy and sell cryptocurrency. In short, and then started back in 2012, where cryptocurrency is still relatively new to the markets. And then as of now, they are the largest cryptocurrency exchange in US, not the world. Went public yesterday with the ticker Coin. Okay, I think we can go to the next one that can give you a little bit more about what cryptocurrency is all about, what is behind them, and so on. So if you need to talk about cryptocurrency, the key word that you should know, I mean, from a knowledge perspective, is actually blockchain. So all these coin or the thing that you heard about Bitcoin or whatever, not behind the scene, the engine that runs it is actually blockchain. And then before I go through the diagram that explain what blockchain is, basically it's a decentralized kind of network. So think of it, Bursa Malaysia is technically a centralized platform owned by a specific bodies or specific company that provide you the service, and then you go through them as a middleman, then they make the difference. So someone is in the middle to do all the things, and then they earn something from it. And then the concept about blockchain is turn all these things into decentralized, using computer or algorithm to do the work for you, and then you don't need a middle person become the guy that actually do the verification and so on. So how it actually work? So think of it. Let's say buying a stock in Bursa. I wanted to buy from company A. So this is a transaction. Junbei wanted to buy something from A company, and then how am I going to do it? I need to go through a third party, a centralized third party like Bursa that do all these things for you. But if it's under blockchain, basically you are sending your transaction request going into a P2P network. P2P stands for peer-to-peer. So how it actually work is actually go into a decentralized kind of network that everyone contribute a bit so that they can help to do all these things. So in short is I have this request, I throw into this network. No one actually control it, the algorithm run by its own. And then they will go through a certain process, encrypt it and whatnot. And eventually, once this whole thing got verified, it will go into a change. So they change all these transactions together and get someone to actually validate it. I mean, someone is actually from a P2P network, me, you, or everyone else do the contribution. And then when you are able to form them into a change and eventually become a block. So this block is a list of transactions that people actually go through the network and then it got validated. And then this transaction is actually completed. Think of it, you don't need Bursa to keep track of your transaction history. It's all the algorithm doing it by themselves through some algorithm that's set behind the scene. It can be quite complicated. So I won't go through this in details. I will talk about one of the biggest applications from blockchain, which is the one that we have in next slide. So what the coin is all about is basically an application of blockchain. So typically people will listen to this term. They are decentralized coin, and then they go through all these algorithm to get this thing working. So how it actually works? So basically, like what I say, they are just an application, and then this cryptocurrency is a digital money, right? So how it actually works is because this digital money is going through controlled by the blockchain network, which is a peer-to-peer kind of network. So it got created in a way, and then you are using this decentralized network to actually recognize it. So it's something like system butter, but you have a network that actually help you to keep track all of the things automatically. And then of course, some of the example of cryptocurrency is actually Bitcoin, Ethereum, and so on. So this is the application of it. But how it actually works is we will share it with you with one end-to-end journey of a people trying to buy something using Bitcoin, and how we go through the network, how the decentralized network works, and how we actually able to validate without the middleman in between to validate the whole thing. Okay. So it started off with me, let's say I wanted to open my own Bitcoin wallets. And then JuJuR wanted, let's say 0.3 BTC from me. So JuJuR showed me the QR code that they have, I scan. In the traditional world, this thing will go to a middleman. So the middleman is like bank. You want to transfer money, go through a bank, and then bank is the guy that actually do all the hassle and then charge you a fee. But when you go into Bitcoin or blockchain, you don't need a third party like a bank. You just need a list of all the algorithm to help you validate this thing is actually genuine. So the top part is quite simple. I scan the address that you have, I put in the amount, I send. Okay. Then you go to the second row. So this is where blockchain come into the pictures. So when you do the transaction, it will issue them a private key. So think of it, I wanted to give them out in some things. I wanted to encrypt it with a lock. And then only people know or have the key can unlock it. So in this case, I give a list of products, I lock it up with a private key, and then only JuJuR know how to unlock it. Right? So it will propagate, go through the network. So this network is actually the blockchain network, right? So you have all this network in there. So this transaction go inside. Then how to prove this transaction is actually valid? Anyone just like system butter, I can just say I wanted to give JuJuR 2 ringgit. I already give them, but you can't really validate it. So this is the beauty of blockchain, that they can use some of the technology they have to validate it. And here come the miner. So you already heard about people try to mine Bitcoin. Why is this the mining activity is there? It's because imagine got a lot of transaction, like people wanted to transfer money to another people. There are a bunch of transactions. No one know whether it's real or not. So all these transactions go into they form like a chain, become a block. So that's why you call it blockchain. So this change of thing, it will turn into some mathematic questions, very difficult one. Only the machine know how to actually decrypt it or how to actually solve it. So imagine Bitcoin just launched, got 100 transactions going through, form a block. Then here come the miner contributing the processing power. So I have computer, I turn it on. I use my computer go and solve the mathematic equation actually randomly issued by this block. Think of it, this block. So I go and solve. Okay, I managed to solve all this is genuine. But me alone solving it, it doesn't mean anything. So how it actually works is you need to make sure this whole thing, half of the people agree to it. How you agree to it? So you're basically saying, if let's say the whole world got 100 miner, at least 50%, 51% of it need to solve the mathematical equation, and then they are getting the same answer. If it pass through, then this thing is actually legit. Then this 100 transaction will be passed. So when it passed, that's the time where the transaction actually completed. So my money finally flow through all these algorithms stuff, go to JuJuR. So this is how it actually works. Without a third party, all this algorithm and someone contributing their processing power to mine the thing. Then you must be asking, I contribute my electricity, turning on my laptops, or use some machine to mine it. What is my rewards? So the reward is actually, if when you manage to solve something, this network will give you some rewards in coin. In this case, it will be Bitcoin. You manage to solve something, you get Bitcoin in return. So this is the whole concept of, without needing a centralized body, me, JuJuR, and a bunch of friends, we can form a currency and is trusted through this network. So this is the concept of Bitcoin behind the scene. So I don't know whether I make it layman enough, but it's a little bit complicated if you're very, very new into it. So feel free to ask questions if you don't catch it. So think of it, decentralized is the keyword. no third party. Everyone is just peer-to-peer, and this peer-to-peer can work. Just think of it, think of it some, let's say this is a video streaming site lah. I contribute my upload power. When I watch the movie, I also upload the movie. Then someone else can actually enjoy, download the one that I upload. So without needing a Netflix or without needing a TV Tiga or whatnot to actually let you able to see the media or the videos. It's just me, Jupan, and a bunch of friends, a bunch of people that are not going to the same network. Algorithm will do the things. Same concept, but then this is for cryptocurrency. So feel free to ask a question. I will try to make my best to explain to you in layman terms. So all this aside, it's just a preview to Coinbase, because Coinbase underneath, they're like Bursa, but allow you to trade the coin. Bitcoin is just one of it. You have multiple coin with multiple purpose. So I think we can go into the real business about Coinbase.
Cool. So here you have it. What does Coinbase does?
Yeah. So Coinbase, you can just easily link them like Bursa. So they allow you to buy, sell, and use cryptocurrency. So you can ignore the use, basically buy, sell each cryptocurrency. And then they also allow you to store your cryptocurrency in their wallet. It's like you putting your money in let's say Rakuten trade or whatnot. Your money deposit, they actually have a way to store your money and add like a custody account. And then of course the third one, they also have their own so-called stable coin. They call it USD coin.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, in layman terms, it's a cryptocurrency with a stable price. So if you're not familiar with it, is cryptocurrency can be quite volatile. Today 200, tomorrow 300. But this stable coin give you a concept that today $1, tomorrow also $1. So it's stable. So this is one of the product that Coinbase does. Why they need to do it is because when you put in fiat, for you to convert from fiat to actually cryptocurrency, you need to do some sort of conversion, and then you will lose the money. So if you're active trader, usually you just put it back into coin form so that easily to trade among different coins. So the best one is if you need to have a coin that can actually have consistent value, then this kind of coin is the thing that to help you. Then the rest is the advanced trader that can get a more prominent trading features in it. So these are the features for people like me and you. And then they also allow people for business. Imagine you have your own cryptocurrency. You want to let people trade. You want to get listed and get people trade. Coinbase allow you to do so. And let's say you are as big as Tesla. You wanted to allow people to buy something from you using Bitcoin or whatever coin. Coinbase also can facilitate the business and so on. But most of the money they make is through buy and sell activity. They contribute majority of it. And then if you go to the next slide, you'll be able to see some of the things that they offer. So this is one of the UI they have. It's quite simple lah. You see the price, you click deposit the money, and then you can buy it straight away, or you can trade. So this is some of the layout that you can see. And then if you go to the next page, so this is some of the key information or statistics. So it's quite impressive. Until now, they got 56 million verified user, meaning actually you submit your IC or whatnot so that you are a validated user. And then the last quarter of 2020, the whole trading amount is about 335 billion US dollar. And then the asset. So what does asset means? Is actually you buy and sell cryptocurrency. You store in there. So the cryptocurrency value actually stored there. So this is the asset that actually hold by them. It's 233 billion. Operate across about 100 plus country. Malaysia is not one of it yet. And then got about 1,007 employee. So these are some of the key statistics. If you go to the next one. So how they make money? The left-hand side is quite straightforward. Whenever you do some trading, they charge a fee. It's like you paying for the fee, you need to pay for Rakuten Trade, Maybank, a trading platform or whatnot. The same thing. But the different thing is their margin is very high. Maybe Bursa only charge you 0.01, but they charge you 0.5 every on the trading amount, 0.5 of the 1,000 USD, for example. And then the rest is not so prominent business that they are having, but they also earn a little bit money from it. Is they have their own coin, and then when people buy from me, they earn a little bit of fee. And then for people that wanted to actually accept coin as their form of payments, they also are able to offer and then charge a fee to the merchants. And at the earlier day, they got Coinbase card. So because you got the coin and they want to spend, they can do a easy conversion from coin to USD, and then you can swipe the Visa card, make payment. But I think they discontinued already. So this is not the one that actually giving them the business. And then if we go to the next one. So this is some of the financial highlight. Pretty well, 2019 make about 482s. Then fast forward 1 year later, it's actually about 200-300% growth in revenue. And then of course the rest, it didn't change much, but when you go into the operating income, you will see actually they turn positive already. And then it's quite a big amount. From negative 45 go to 408. And of course, you have some other things going on. So all in all, the net income per share is about 158. The diluted one is about 140 from negative back in 2019. Thanks to all these COVID volatiles, people trying to see them as another goal to store their value. So the trading activity actually went up quite a bit. So this is some of the key highlight. Maybe Japan can add on top of this and before we go to the next slide.
Yeah, I think if you just look at the growth, it's spectacular lah. So being one of the more trusted exchange where people can trade cryptocurrencies has actually pivoted the growth of Coinbase from fiscal year 2019 all the way to fiscal 2020, right? So of course, this is a business that I think is pretty much straightforward to understand. Of course, cryptocurrency on itself may be a little bit difficult for people to understand, but straightforward. If you talk about just Coinbase business model is as the centralized, allow people like you and me to buy, sell whatever cryptocurrency they want. So it's just like the Bursa Malaysia, but just this case is in charge of cryptocurrency. So the business model fairly simple to understand versus the cryptocurrency itself. So and we all know that for the past few years or since last year, cryptocurrency has been going up and has been attracting a lot of attention and a lot of volume and liquidity to it. And straightforward, if there is increased activity of people buying and selling cryptocurrency, of course, Coinbase is going to be one of the beneficiaries, and it has already reflected very, very well in their fiscal year 2020 results. And maybe what a very good time to actually IPO a company when the financials are in very, very nice condition. So if you look in deeper into the balance sheet and also the cash flow statements or activities of the company, you can see that this company doesn't really have a lot of debt, right? And have a lot of assets. Cash-rich company, basically holding on to a lot of cash and cash equivalents, because this is I would say, as you say, very simple business. Once people were willing to use your platform, and if you reach a certain volume, chances are you will be raking in cash, because every transaction also earn money, whether you buy or sell. And this is how exchanges, not just Coinbase, but also your stock exchanges all around the world, be it the Singapore Exchange, be it the Nasdaq, or be it Bursa Malaysia, earns their living or earns their core revenue. Right. Of course, the liabilities portion is big because it's due to the so-called custodian funds that the depositors have deposits with Coinbase. So if you just take aside the huge liabilities portion and just focus solely on the debt, it's just 380 million. So it's not a huge amount. And versus the cash and cash equivalents it has on hand, which is around 1.1 billion as of fiscal year 2020. This is not an issue for Coinbase to actually pare down totally its debt. So this, I would say, it's a net cash company, even though it just turned profitable fiscal year 2020, and it's still a relatively new company, right? Listed in 2012, founded in 2012, and as of now, 2021, it's just less than 10 years old, right? And of course, if your business is doing very well, straightforward, you will see your operating cash flow going up. So we can see there's a very, very huge jump in the operating cash flow from negative 8 million all the way to 3 billion USD, thanks to the increased intensity of the general public venturing into cryptocurrency last year. Of course, this they do spend a bit on capex and other stuff like that, but very minimal. So you can see that the sudden huge jump in terms of the operating cash flow actually just cover all the small amounts incurred for your investing and financing cash flow. So straightforward. Starting fiscal year 2020, this company has a free cash flow of 2.99 billion USD. So very, very surprisingly good balance sheet, revenue, profit, loss statement, and also the cash flow statement as well. All right. Yeah, I think we talked about this already. And yeah, talking about where the revenue is currently being generated. So company actually made around 1.27 billion as of fiscal year 2020, but the majority portion of it is derived from the United States. So it's a US company. It was the first, I would say, exchange to be made available to the entire world. So United States being one of the more forerunners or early adopters of cryptocurrency actually benefited Coinbase, and Coinbase actually derived a huge portion of their market share in the US, and you can see the growth actually jump more than 100%. And around the world as well, just that over here in Asia, we have other competitors or other, options and solutions to actually invest or buy and sell cryptocurrency. Later, we'll talk about more about that, and that would actually paint the risks that Coinbase would actually encounter, right? So of course, yeah, a few key business metrics, not just focusing solely on the financials. You need to know that how many users actually tied to the Coinbase ecosystem. So you can see that verified users are on an increasing trend. Monthly transacting users means like how frequent these users are actually buying and selling on the platform is also a huge jump in 2020 versus 2019. So that also reaffirms increased trading activities, which drove the fiscal year 2020 results higher. And of course, when more and more people buy, sell, or even hold cryptocurrency on Coinbase, naturally the assets on platform numbers will also go up, which it has also already done. Went up by around 432%. And of course, trading volume also jumped by 141%. And of course, everything with increased verified users, increased intensity, increased volume of trading, you actually come to the part where the company is actually booking a profit, or due to all of these favorable, I would say, metrics that have actually the company quite successful as of today, right? Back to Chung to dive a bit the monthly transacting data and also the crypto asset volatility, and how does this actually put Coinbase as one of the more prospective companies that you might actually want to look into.
So it's very much linked to the volatilities, the movement of the coin, the price going up and down. The more the better, and then you'll see a lot of trading activities. And of course, which this means also whatever thing that they have managed to achieve these 2 quarters might not be happening in the next few quarters. So it's highly linked to cryptocurrency, especially the big boy, which is Bitcoin. Bitcoin going up a lot, or even though it's volatile, then people will start to trade and trade more, buy and sell. So all this will contribute back to Coinbase, right? So this some of the data you can see is linked. And then if you go to the next one, is some of the graph that actually tell you, no, I mean, before we go to the graph, so this some of the prospect for Coinbase as a new IPO for you to actually consider. Of course, there are some risks as well. So Bitcoin getting more and more popular, it really helped Coinbase, because what people think, actually this thing is actually giving you some real value. I want to buy something, it seems like a goal to me. So the default one, they'll go to Coinbase because now they are listed in Nasdaq, regulated. So the feeling of, I mean, the confidence level will be boosted up. So they will be the go-to platform, like it or not. And now, of course, thanks to Tesla making a lot of hoo-ha in the market, saying they will be allowing people to pay using Bitcoin to get a Tesla. I mean, whether 1.5 Bitcoin or whatnot, I don't know. They haven't actually set the price yet. And they also bought a lot of Bitcoin into their company as an asset. So this actually helped to bring up the popularities of cryptocurrency. And of course, the right-hand side is a crazy time where cryptocurrency go from, I think, starting of this year, about 20K, now about 60K. Crazy. And you can see from the graph, it might just go down a few hundred K. I mean, few hundred millions of worth of market cap will just gone like that. So this is the prospect, but now it's going upward. And then if you go to the next slide, it actually tell you some of the data behind. So there are a few cycle. It try to tell you, because this is coming from the Coinbase IPO prospectus document, it try to tell you, it actually will hit some, you go to a top, a peak. So now they are saying the peak is actually either $10, hundreds, thousands, which is back in 2014, then it fall down again. Then the next time when it go up, you go to 10,000, which it happened about 2018. And then they go down, then now it's going up. So that they're telling you it might go to 100K. But of course, very speculative, real or not, we don't know. But this is some of the trend that's been happening for already 3 complete cycle and has been and it's still true. So this is some of the information that can take this and think whether it will hit 100K or not. And whether it hit or not, if it hit, Coinbase definitely is the one that will be benefited from it. And the next one also is some other charts or graph that tell you it's crazy. The crypto market capitalization is trying to close their gap to S&P 500s. The amount of money put in, the valuation of those things is very close to S&P 500s. It's crazy. So this is some of the things that they're telling you. It's not just me and you try to speculate, but it's quite real. But of course, this some of the data coming in. It's still highly volatile. You might put in $100 tomorrow worth nothing. So this is some of the risks, which we will try to tell you in the next few slides. Yeah, so some of the things also are worth sharing. They are the biggest in US, but not the world. In terms of market cap, in the world, they only covering about 11% of the entire trading activity back in 2020. There are few more competitors that's doing way bigger than them.
Okay, and here they are.
Here's a list. Of course, I only show you the last 24-hour volume. But this can actually tell you which exchange is more popular. So of course, the top and the very top is actually Binance. It's a China-based company that actually offering the traders or cryptocurrency level a very comprehensive platform. They can do a lot of things. Can buy futures there. Can take a loan in the form of a coin, or you have coin, you can list out and give people loans. Everything that you can think of, you can do it there. But of course, they are not really regulated by a proper body. Same to Coinbase, because Coinbase now go on Nasdaq, is following through all the things. And you have the rest, Krakens, Hopi is another China one, and so on. So you can just easily compare 51 versus 4. So Binance is the biggest as of now. And I think the second should be Hopi, it's also China based. So we can go to the next one. So I wanted to share some, I want to take a step back. So telling you while price keep on going up, very promising, seems like it will hit don't know how many 100,000s, and when it hit there, people will keep on trading. If we take a step back and we compare to them to the biggest exchange, cryptocurrency exchange, so this is some of the side-by-side comparison. So I think the key feature I want to talk about it, because Coinbase is very beginner friendly for you to buy and sell, but Binance offer you all type of things that you can think of for trading purpose. But when you go to fee, this is the key difference. Coinbase has a very good margin, 0.5% per trade, based on the trading amount. Binance, on the other hand, is charging as low as 0.2. And if you compare exchange that offer you the service for you to trade stocks or whatnot, for example, Nasdaq as a whole is about 0.01, the thing that they charge. So can Coinbase maintain their 0.5 throughout? It might not. So imagine this thing keep on dropping, even though the trading volume going up, it will neutralize. So it can catch up with the valuation they are giving. Later we'll tell you how much their valuation is right now, what is the PE ratio. And the rest, I won't go through, so it's some of the security features. And of course, Binance give you to trade all sort of cryptocurrency you can think of. Coinbase is quite conservative. They only give you those prominent ones, which is about 51. So this is some of the reality checks with the biggest exchange in the world in cryptocurrency, and also the exchange for normal markets, which is Nasdaq and so on. And then if you go to the next slide, it will tell you some of the others information, which is the key risk. Competition is one. Maybe they are good in the Western world, but if you talk about Asia Pacific, definitely they are losing out. Even Japan, Korea, they have their own cryptocurrency exchange. And of course, what I mentioned, the profit might be diluted because more and more people coming in, and then people will just throw price. And lastly is maybe Bitcoin is a scam after all. Then the whole thing will collapse, right? So this is all the risk. You don't remember, I think 2 years back, it go up to 20K. When it chopped, then it chopped to 2K only. Yeah, as crazy as that. So we will know. Okay, so this is, and then I think, I don't know whether we still have a few small slides or not. I think, if not, then we can go to the Q&A already. Do we have a few more slides?
No, I didn't think we have any facts. Oh, I think there's a valuation part, right?
Yeah, I think that one is nothing. I think we can talk it over. So their IPO price is 250. If you see the revenue, diluted one is 1.4. So it's value about 150, right? In a way.
Yep.
And it go up to 300 something. I don't know what will happen tonight. So it go up to about 209, I think, as of yesterday closing price. 200 times. So you need to think of it. For me to catch up, I maintain my profit margin 0.5, perfect. But my trading volume need to catch up. So to match this 200 PE. So for example, every year I increase 100 lah, 100% lah. Then my PEG only can down to 2. So you need a lot of year to catch up with this kind of valuation, provided the profit margin didn't get diluted because of competition. So this is the reality that I wanted to tell you. Even though it seems to be promising, new things, people link this to Bitcoin or crazy price, but after all, they are just exchange. Trading volume is the key thing that bring them the money. And you got volume, no margin also cannot catch up. Their margin is at the highest already. So if you go, I think even Luno charge less than them. So this is all kind of things that they need to be aware of lah. So this is some of the reality check if before you wanted to go into this frenzy, or people say it's a proxy for cryptocurrency in a very regulated environment. Underneath, they are not. We talk about cryptocurrency is actually go under decentralized network. No, Coinbase is a centralized network. They are like Bursa. They are the third party that manage the thing for you. They hold the money on behalf of you, the custody. But Binance, on the other hand, no, they are really going on blockchain. So it's actually the algorithm do the things. So this is some of a few key takeaway for Coinbase. Do we have some question tonight?
Cool. Yeah, we do actually have some questions tonight, and very, very challenging questions. So hi David, good evening. So yeah, I think in some parts of the world, blockchain technology is already finding itself pay. Then only it makes sense for cryptocurrency to survive, and because it needs to become there only people question. So this is the value, not like crypto coin, just pure goring only. Yeah, I think you have actually put it in a very nice way. Ultimately, blockchain technology will find its way to improve our lives. But the coin itself, I maybe agree with you. There's a little bit of question mark there. So in the end, in the future, mankind might adopt or roll out blockchain into a lot of things. It saves time, it saves energy, and it also gives more authenticity to the verification process. But the coin, as you say, might just be one of the mass application where people currently are speculating on. So there is possibly this kind of outcome, which is why, yeah, so for those who want to invest in cryptocurrency or invest in the cryptocurrency exchange, you have to take note. It's not diamond hands rocket to the moon. You need to be very, very rational. These are the kind of spectrum of possibilities that can happen to cryptocurrencies. So the latest development in blockchain world that impressed me is someone disrupting this technology in art industry and eventually created a sky-high valuation digital art. We are entering into a crazy era. Yeah, I think you are referring to the NFT, non-fungible token, using that to actually certify the authenticity of an art piece, right? So I don't know about what you think about it, Chun Bing, but I think it's one of the very cool way to actually certify the authenticity of something using blockchain as an application.
I don't think we'll talk about this today for Grab, but when they release the IPO prospectus, I think we'll be very happy to cover that with you guys. I think the next one is talking about Square is traded at PE 600 now, still on uptrend. Yeah, if you talk about, I think Tesla PE was 1,000 lah, even higher, and got corrected now, go back up. So I agree with you. Maybe 200 is still not high, but they are not as sexy as Tesla. Think of it that way. Tesla is some sort of technology that you can go in and say, You got so many cars in the street right now. Imagine you replace it with electric vehicles. So the market potential is there. But for cryptocurrency, Coinbase particularly, they are like Bursa, Singapore Exchange or whatnot. So it's a very traditional business. Don't have anything upside beside the good profit margin, which is 0.5 per trade. So the business model cannot catch up with a very high PE lah. So this is my opinion. Yeah, but if it go to P2000, very good lah for those who buy it now. Congrats. But for me, I think it's a little bit tough lah. Personal opinions. But I might not right lah, because like you say, the world is crazy.
The world is crazy. Yep.
I think to answer this question, why mining is prohibited in our country, I don't think it's prohibited. The one that go into the news and people catch them and all those things is because they try to mine cryptocurrency without paying TNB monies. In layman terms, they steal the electricity. I don't know how they do it, but this is the thing that happenings in a lot of random shop lot outskirts. So this is the part that police is trying to take action on. It's not actually prohibited. You can do it at home. It's just you will get a bill shock from TNB end of the month.
Yeah, and because of that, because it requires so much electricity to mine Bitcoin or mine whatever cryptocurrency, people or miners, those unscrupulous ones, will then become electricity thieves. They basically want to steal free resources to power up their miners so that they can mine without paying TNB money lah. So okay, this is a very good question. I would maybe make it short on my side. If you read through Coinbase IPO, there's one page where Brian Armstrong, the CEO, actually give his thoughts on what cryptocurrency is going to shape our future. He actually mentioned explicitly that he, even as CEO of a cryptocurrency exchange company, thinks that cryptocurrency is here to complement our existing payment network. It's not to replace it. So even the CEO of a company also say like that. I agree with that statement. If someone were to ask me, will it totally replace? I wouldn't think so. But if you ask me, can it complement and stay together with fiat, or maybe fiat will eventually become digital as well? Can two of these actually stay side by side to cover each other? Then I will say yes, definitely. It is a very potential kind of payment methodology to complement the existing weaknesses or the so-called other so-called cons that the fiat system currently possesses. But I don't know what you think, Jumei.
If you talk about will Bitcoin replace our currency, no, definitely not, because it's way too inefficient, and anything that is limited supply will have problem to our current economics. So the reason why you didn't tie your fiat to things like gold, scarce, limited, is because you limit your economic activities. So that's why people invent credits and all those things. I am getting paid in future form, or I spend future money, because all these things can help to actually build up more economic activities. If not, imagine I want to buy a house, don't have credit concept, I cannot take loan. I need to work very hard for 30 years until I'm 50 years old. Only can buy the house one shot. I pay full payment. Then because of this, you cannot buy house. Then the house demand drop. Then the worker or the developer cannot make money. The whole thing cannot work. So that's why tying a currency to a scarce items, for me, it doesn't work. And will cryptocurrency replace currency or not? I'm closely monitoring how China going to do it for their digital yuan or digital renminbi. until that time they showed up their blueprints or their white paper, I can't answer because I'm very keen to know how they trying to tap on blockchain to actually realize this stuff. And of course, based on all the more matured blockchain technology, I don't think so, because a lot of it, like what I say, what I explained earlier, I don't know whether you guys catch it or not. It can be quite complicated. Is you need people to spend computing power to prove the transaction is legit. So you are wasting so much electricity, doing nothing just to prove this thing actually is legit. But how you can actually have a bank hiring some staff to prove this thing works and consume 10% of the energy. So it's not going to work. Until this whole concept or technology improve to a newer version, then okay, then maybe it's the right one. That's why I'm very keen to find out how China plan to do it without tapping on using all this old way, need to do mining or whatever not. So it's something that I'm very interested to know. But of course, for now, based on the current thing that knowledge that I have, I don't think so. It cannot until we have some breakthrough. But keep an eye on China digital renminbi. It's very interesting stuff. What's your thought, Jupan?
So I think so I think this was actually I actually have a theory in mind lah. So basically, the market or whatever retail shareholders or investors, we are not afraid of a bearish incident. We are afraid of ambiguity, uncertainty. So before all these kind of actions or this punishment are being dealt out by the Chinese government to Alibaba, Alibaba shares stayed flat, right? Volatile. But the moment the amount of the fine went through, the share price went up. So people will be like, hey, how come? I was actually hoping that Alibaba shares would fall again, because it was not a small amount. It was quite a huge amount, right? And it means that they are wrong. They committed anti-monopoly, they broke certain rules. But how come after this punishment or this fine, share price went up? Because the worst is supposedly over, right? So I find you, I know that I already, found Alibaba guilty. Chinese government actually fined them. What else is there to stop Alibaba from going? Of course, there will be measures. There will be also ongoing kind of observations that Alibaba does not continue such anti-monopolistic behaviors. But other than that, the key business, the key operating partners of Alibaba as a company still stays relatively stable. So when the worst is over, as of now, of course, there will be other challenges awaiting Alibaba, but the latest fine signifies a closing chapter to the previous scandal that Alibaba is encountering. Of course, you have Ant Financial hasn't been sorting out, pending to be sorted out so soon also, and there will be of course a lot of other upcoming kind of challenges that awaits not only Alibaba but Tencent and even your US tech companies. So tech companies will always get this kind of challenges lah. So it's just how they want to adopt and evolve when the regulators come knocking at their door lah. So overall, I would say case closed, one chapter, and let's look at the next challenge that Alibaba might encounter. Well, I think it's possible lah. Now you have so many coins. Basically, everyone can create a coin right now. So it's up to listed companies to determine whether they want to list their cryptocurrency as well, right? And hopefully it finds a little bit of application for the clients and also their customers lah. Right. So that's about it. That's all about Coinbase. Exciting company. I actually put the company into my watch list, but I think I eventually won't buy or invest into the company lah. Just be very, very frank. But I would like to really understand more about this company. I would like to really put a little bit more effort into understanding the whole cryptocurrency evolvement. I'm just 50-50. I'm sure there are certain kinds of milestones and certain types of challenges that cryptocurrency needs to overcome, even to become an acceptable mode of payment in our daily lives. But it cannot really go on and challenge the traditional fiat currency that we have today lah. But nevertheless, if the potential is there, which is to complement the existing fiat currency that we are using, then of course there might be some prospects, not to just cryptocurrency, but also to Coinbase as a company as well. So we'll not invest today or in the near-term future, but still worth a shot to actually take a deeper look to follow up any potential developments that can actually make things more favorable lah. But what about you, Jermaine?
I think it's worth putting into the watch list, but underneath, you should see them like Singapore Exchange, Bursa Malaysia, and so on. The business model is just that lah. So
yep.
For me, it's very, very tough. In my personal opinion, to maintain the profit margin while hoping the trading volume will go up lah. So this is just my opinions. There are way more company that is offering much more upside. On the other hand, but all in all, they are already in profit making stage lah. Not like a lot of other tech company which is still at negative PE. So this is another upside that you should take into consideration. So hope we share something useful today.
Yep.
I think blockchain and cryptocurrency behind the scene can be quite complicated. I'm trying my best to explain in layman terms, because personally I do take some time to pick up reading different articles. So just remember, it's actually decentralized network using algorithm to validate the transaction that happen among all the peers. No need a party, no need a bursa, but we can trade the stuff easily. So this is blockchain, and then this is the people that creating a lot of hype in the technology scene.
Yep.
So I think that's all. Thank you.
So yep. Thank you guys for actually tuning in, and actually not just learning about a newly IPO company, but also potentially learning a bit on cryptocurrency. And of course, do your due diligence in whatever kind of investments that you want to make. And we'll see you soon, as always, every Thursday, 9 to 10 p.m. On the Sonic Night Show. And if you have any companies you want us to cover, do reach out to us, put it in the comment section, even reach us through our social media accounts. And we'll see you next week, as always, in our next company on the Sonic Night Show. So thank you very much, and I wish you guys have a great evening and a great weekend tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.